Hello, today I'm going to be doing my signature portfolio project on the combination of sports and IT. The objectives I want to complete with this is to use Photoshop to revisit and enhance images from my experience of sports, convey what I like about each sport with each Photoshop, showcase sports from multiple perspectives, and show how IT and sports can be intertwined. So we're going to take a deeper dive into how sports can be related besides Photoshop. Softwares can be used to record and analyze in-game film, such as Huddle. That's one of the most popular ones used at football. Software for data analytics. Fan engagement on social media is another way IT could be used. Virtual and augmented reality for training or alternative viewing experiences. And the broadcasting and recording of games are all different ways IT can be used with sports. How the presentation will be formatted is I will show the original image and then show the photoshopped image, explain why I made those changes, and showcase sorts from different perspectives. For this project, I used 3 different types of software. The main focus is going to be Photoshop. The next one is going to be Google Slides, which this PowerPoint is taking place on, and the screen recorder, which I am currently using to record this project. So the first picture is just a picture from football. It was an action photo of when I was playing varsity football, and I went back and re-edited it. This one was a little bit more basic. I just added an outline. I added 2 strokes, one as a gold one, just because it worked really well with the gold helmet, and it just makes a really nice contrast to the outside surroundings. And then I also added an outside stroke of black just to further emphasize myself in the picture. And then I added a small filter on the back just to really emphasize the picture. The second picture I'm going to be using is another football one. It's one where we're running out for the field right before the game. How I transformed it was I wanted to give a different vibe from the other one. So what I did was I created an outline of myself using object selection. I then had to grab my other arm as well because it didn't get initially selected. And then I ended up making a bunch of filters on it. The goal of this was I wanted to make it more of an old-timey picture because, as we know, high school football was a long time ago. For me, it was about 5 years ago. So this is a really cool way to demonstrate the picture as kind of like an old-timey picture you'd find in someone's house, but with the added twist of making myself normal, giving myself the colors while taking it away from everyone else. The next picture I'm going to use is actually from a different perspective of sports, and it was when I tore my MCL when I was playing middle school football. Football isn't just running out, being excited, getting big hits. There's also the downside of injuries and things like that. And so what I chose to do with this was I tried to add a darker tone to it, with the background being black and white, just giving it more of a somber vibe. And then I went back and darkened the two people that were carrying me, and then I added a little light onto myself just to emphasize myself in the picture. But this just kind of goes and shows that football isn't always just celebrations and victories. There could be downsides to playing the sport. For the fourth picture, I was actually using a combination of 3 different pictures. I thought it would be cool to kind of show my younger self next to what I would become in high school. The picture on the left is another football picture, as football was my main sport, but I also did some wrestling, so I thought that was a cooler photo of me winning a wrestling meet. And so I went back and added myself, both in the left-hand corner, where I kind of have my hand down at the bottom of the screen, which was kind of a cool touch, showing that I was still touching the ground, and then a picture of myself in the top right corner. I actually had to make a few changes to that top right picture. I used multiple Photoshop techniques. The first one was using the image selection on myself, and originally, if you could see a little bit here, it's hard to notice, but the ref's hand was originally on my arm when he was raising it. So what I had to do was I had to Photoshop him out, erase kind of the outside, and then I used the clone tool of my forearm to kind of revise that and just make it more seamless inside of it. So I thought this was a really cool perspective of showing my younger self compared to what I would become in high school. For the next picture, this is another wrestling one. And for this one, I wanted to kind of show that when you're in a wrestling environment, everything else is kind of blacked out. So what I did was I did something similar to the second image, where I selected myself and him, and then I went in and did a select inverse, and I changed the background a bit. I added a lot of noise, kind of put a filter on it, just kind of showing that the only thing me and him right now are focused on is wrestling each other. You really zone out when you're in any of these sports. The only thing that you can really pay attention to is right in front of you, and I think this is a really good job of showing that. And then for my sixth and final picture, I used a basketball picture from way back in the day. And what I did was just a few changes. I kind of used the same kind of idea where I highlighted the ball, just kind of showing that that's the main focus right now. As you can see, I'm very concentrated on trying to do it. And then to kind of add a cool picture frame, I added 2 strokes to the outside background. I added a green and white one, which is the exact green and white that was on my uniform. So it just kind of brought the picture together, kind of gave it a cool vibe, and really emphasized the importance of the basketball. So thanks for watching. I hope from this presentation I was able to show you how I used Photoshop to revisit and enhance certain images, convey specifically what I like and what happened in each sports at different levels, different sports, that sort of thing. I was showcasing sports from multiple perspectives, such as the one where I was kind of celebrating victory, had my hand raised, and then I also had one of me being carried off. And then earlier, I was able to explain how IT and sports can be intertwined. So thank you very much for listening. That was my signature portfolio